So I wanted to quickly mention something before we get this video underway. By request, a shout out to my nephew Jeffrey, who I guarantee did not think I would actually do this when he said, hey, shout me out in your most recent video. Joke's on you, buddy, and happy birthday. 13 on Saturday. God, it scares me how old some of my nephews and nieces are getting. Anyway, welcome back to another episode of Project Tranmere, and admittedly, from the looks of it, the final episode of Project Tranmere. I'm not sure what the future of FIFA Career Mode is on this channel. I suppose I need to find some way to gauge interest and whether or not it's worth doing another career mode, mainly one where we build it around one nation like we talked about. I'll want to know the opinion of you guys. I mean, I think the ones that are still going to watch this series, of course, would be interested, but it's a little bit tough, admittedly. I mean, the series is getting on. We're in 2027. Heading into 2028, and it's bottom line is, if you look at the YouTube side of things, views are a little bit lower for this at this point than I'd want it to be. And when people are like, hey, I want to make sure you upload this series, particularly NHL, more frequently, obviously that puts the pressure on for me to cancel a series, even if I'm still interested in it. But of course, I always try to end a series with a definitive ending. More often than not, hopefully on a positive note, but at least with the chance of us being successful. And that's what this episode was originally going to be. I was going to start doing what more career mode YouTubers end up doing. If they don't play every game, a lot of people like to do a lot of simming. So that is initially what this episode was going to be. I was going to sim along, update you guys, but I was going to clear like 1, maybe 2 seasons in this episode, in hopes that we would finally reach our potential, finish top 4, maybe win the league, get into the Champions League, whatever. Because that, of course, was the initial goal of this series, was to win the Premier League and hopefully win the Champions League. Unfortunately, it's taken a little bit longer than expected, despite how good the team has turned around. So that kind of sucks, as to where I don't know if the Champions League goal is ever going to pan out. But that brings me to what's happened so far this season. And as it turns out, in terms of Premier League success, I think this was finally the year for the team. Maybe it's stage fright for when I record, and if we start tanking now that I've started recording, maybe it turns out that I'm just not allowed to have success when it's actually for a video. But I want to recap with you before I show you where we are in the standings as to how this season has gone. We lost our preseason tournament 3-0 to Napoli. Of course, I was running with a bunch of nobodies for the most part. We started off the Premier League season with a 2-1 win over Arsenal, 2-0 over Burnley, 4-0 over West Ham, and a Carabao Cup win, 2-0 over Swansea. We ended up drawing Stoke, an undefeated start to the season throughout August. We moved to September, fewer games, but a 4-1 win over Newcastle, 2-1 over Spurs, Carabao Cup win 2-1 over Fulham, and a 4-0 win over Swansea, still undefeated. October, we start things off against Huddersfield, 6-0. Move to the next weekend, we end up drawing Wolves, or the weekend after I should say. We end up drawing Brighton as well, but we beat Arsenal in the Carabao Cup 1-0 and beat Chelsea 1-0, still undefeated. November, we start off with a 3-1 win over Man City, a 1-0 win over Everton, a 4-2 win over Liverpool, and a draw in the Carabao Cup against Leicester. Still undefeated. December, 2-1 win over Leicester, 3-1 win over Palace, 2-1 win over Fulham, 3-0 win over Southampton, and finally, we lose our first game. We drop all 3 points for the first time. A 1-0 loss to Manchester United, undefeated nearly through January, or through December. We start off January drawing Accrington Stanley in the FA Cup before bouncing back. Actually, we didn't bounce back here. We ended up drawing Stoke as well. We do beat Accrington 5-0 in the rematch. We draw West Ham. We draw West Brom, but we do pick up a win 1-0 over Palace, 2-0 over Leicester. That brings us to February. We win the rematch against West Brom. We beat Wolves 3-1. We beat Nottingham Forest 4-0 in the FA Cup. We beat Arsenal 1-0, Burnley 1-0, and draw Brighton 2-2. That brings us to March. We draw United. We do end up falling to West Ham in the FA Cup, but we do beat Liverpool again 1-0. That brings us to March 29th, 2028. We are about to play Everton, and we are currently in first place with 9 games to go, 8 points clear of Chelsea at the top of the Premier League. 60 goals for, 19 against, 21 wins, 7 draws, and only 1 loss. Like I said, it looks like this is finally our year. So I figured what the plan would be is that we go live from this point on. We see if we finally can in fact win the league, and I think that would be a good enough stopping point. As much as I'd love to move on and win the Champions League, maybe I will, and I'll update you guys on if we do, because ultimately that was the next step. But like I said, in terms of uploading the series, I'm personally not done and not over it, but there does have to be the logical decision over what's getting views and what isn't. I have to play that game. I have to play the YouTube game. There is a matter of I want to upload what I want to upload, and I do on occasion. But if it's, you know, it's like, oh, I want to talk about wrestling or whatever, that's fine because it's a one-off. But when it's a series like this, and it's like, oh, okay, I can upload this and it'll get a couple hundred, or I could, you know, focus on an NHL series and it'll get 3 to 4 times, you see my struggle there. Now, in fairness, with this squad this year, we have had some ups and downs. I might as well get to the transfers that were made first and foremost, because thankfully, again, they finally fixed the transfer system. It's still not perfect, but it's much better than it was. And we had a lot of turnover this year, as we'll go back to the start. Loan out Roldan, Hiranuma, Miranda. I'm mainly worried about the sales. Berezovsky was sold to AC Milan. Jay Morgan, one of the longtime members of this team, alongside Meyer, was sold to AS Monaco. Noah Cameron was finally moved out. Reece Harris, the Australian goalkeeper, was moved to Nottingham Forest. I believe that's Alessandro Prado was moved out to FC Sion. Leandro Diaz was finally moved to Bristol. Ramon Galliano to Atletico Madrid. Gil Cuesta was brought back from loan and sold to Galatasaray. Harrison was sold to Chelsea. Ponce was sold to Huddersfield. So we ended up moving on from quite a few of the guys that you kind of knew weren't going to stick around long term, which brings me to the roster at this point. Ronaldo Granero has actually missed time, unfortunately. Suffered an injury, but at 23 years old, 92 overall, 25 appearances, 10 clean sheets, an average of a 7 rating. Absolute monster. Absolute monster. Finally playing like we needed him to. Hiranuma's up to a 66. Again, he has the potential to be special. And Walter Meyer up to an 86 overall, 19 appearances, 8 clean sheets. Of course, he was primarily the, non-league goalkeeper, except when we, of course, had Granero go down to injury. Liam O'Leary is a 92, part of 11 clean sheets and 27 appearances. Johannesson's up to an 86, and I think that's the big thing. A lot of our players finally started to develop. You have Anthony Williams up to an 83. Harrison Wright he's actually played quite a bit. He's up to an 81. Zuabri with 13 appearances up to a 75. Galliano just recently got hurt, but he's up to an 85, and I mean, he's a monster. Absolute monster. Archie Bailey's missed time due to injury as well, but 21 appearances for him. The left backs, Medved, beast. Richardson, a beast. I mean, Medved's an 88, for God's sakes. We actually just brought on Nikolai Blarinka, I guess it would be, the Romanian, who has the potential to be special. So if I do continue on the Champions League, this guy could be a crucial depth option for us. Timo Aaltonen, out of nowhere, has started scoring goals. 27 appearances, 4 goals, a part of 11 clean sheets. 26 appearances for Alessandro Cordoba. Again, a monster. You got Geronimo Miranda, Ishmael Diaby, who, again, would be a crucial part of this team moving forward. Placido Cano hasn't played that much this year. Abdoulaye Afeniou, we had to train up out of necessity because we were running with Walter Youngbauer, who is a beast and a half, but unfortunately, he's actually out for the rest of the year. I think it was an LCL. I think. One of our players, no, that's right, broken tailbone. LCL was the center back there, Galliano. Yeah, broken tailbone for Youngbauer. I completely forgot that it showed up there. But again, just a beast. 14 goals, 9 assists, and 27 appearances in all competitions. Pure monster. 11 goals and 22 Premier League appearances. So he was the starting right mid. Again, 19 years old, 84 overall, which is crazy. Bello's still developing. The good Galliano, Gil Galliano, ended up getting loaned out. Konstantin Zahner, 4 goals, 4 assists, and 19 appearances. Placido Romero just recently rejoined the team after being out on loan. Thomas Arnay is an 86, for God's sakes. 6 goals, 4 assists. You got De Groot up to a 79. Moritz Meyer, 7 goals, 2 assists in 17 appearances. Kian Breen, 10 goals and 6 assists in 36 appearances. Ivan Duarte with 11 goals, 3 assists in 21 appearances. And Jan Montandon, 13 goals, 5 assists in 29 appearances. You also have Jonathan Kelly putting up points this year. Like that, I think that's the key, right? Is that finally a lot of these players ended up scoring. Abilo Fuentes, 7 goals, 2 assists in 16 appearances. And Mateo Villalaba, 2 goals, 6 assists in 26 appearances. And again, you see the ratings of these players. Look at this. Just look at the top-notch talent on this squad. It took a little bit longer than I would have hoped. But finally, this team was able to put it together for this season. And we're not done yet, of course. The only thing that can really derail us, I would say, would be injury, unfortunately. And again, we are dealing with some injuries right now. I want to clean that up just a little bit. And Archie Bailey actually just came back from injury, so that's a decent little boost. Put Harrison right back on the bench. Johannesson's there, and we're looking good on that front. But like I said, the initial plan for me was to sim this entire season, and then it finally started to look like, oh my god, this might be it. We might finally be putting it together. And, you know, only losing to Manchester United, when normally the big clubs, the Chelsea, United, Cities, you know, Arsenal's even, Liverpool's, they always have a little bit of bias in the sim. Like, they will normally always beat you unless you have a God squad. Apparently, we're close to that point where we have a God squad because this team is getting it done. Again, we have a game in hand over Chelsea, 8 points clear, and we'll play Everton here, and hopefully we can continue to win, and we do. 3-1, the final score. Arnay, Breen, and Duarte with the goals. Duarte was a sub. He came on for Montandon, and that puts us into a very good spot. 11 points clear with 8 games to go. Zahar Al-Samari wants out, or Shamari, I guess it would be. We'll go see how good he is, because I'm still going to play this as if we were continuing. And, Jesus Christ, the rich get richer. That's pretty much all you need to know. I didn't mean to hit save, but that's okay. That's alright. Al-Zamari. Let's go over to the squad, although I have been panic saving, like, oh my god, this is too good. Don't lose anything. Al-Zamari is listed as exciting, so technically I think I would sell him immediately, because we do have Fuentes, Villalaba, we have some other guys who are half decent, so technically he'd go straight to the transfer list. Although 4-star, 3-star high-low work rates, he'd be amazing to use. Like, he could be the #1 for a team that didn't exactly have the riches that we do on that left-hand side already. It is April 1st. And we are just a few short games away from pulling this off, which is absolutely insane to me. Absolutely insane. Although, with how this team is set up right now, then again, I'm just going to have to change this out. Hopefully our squad can get back to 100% here, so I can show you guys just how, like how highly rated we are, stuff like that, to really put it into perspective a little bit more, just how well people on this team have developed, because again, it is fairly outrageous. We'll put Meyer up in for Mondon. I normally, of course, would run that second team sheet, but right now we have some tired players, so we'll run actually, I gotta run Villalaba on the other side. We'll run Fuentes for this game, Romero at cam, and Altonen can actually stay in. So Zahner's good. Zahner's good where he is. The bench is actually fine outside of changing out Bailey again. Walter Meyer's an 87. Imagine having that for your backup keeper. Ridiculous. And in fairness, he's actually going to get the start over Granero, with Granero being a little bit tired. And we'll hope that we can get something going here. Playing Spurs, they are currently in 6th. At this point, it's not a certainty, but a win here would pretty much do it. We get a draw. Fuentes scored in the 6th minute. Not too bad. Again, to not be losing. We're dropping points, but we're not losing to these top teams. and we're golden. It's finally the year. And to answer the questions, no. I mean, put it this way, you guys know I don't like to waste time. You know, didn't have to play a single game to do this. And I'm like, oh God, should I play? When I first started this, I'm like, oh man, should I play games? Like, do I want to play games to try and build up this team? Thank God I didn't have to do that. It's just this team decided, hey, we're this good. Let's do this. We're doing this thing. We're winning finally. Some good players in France, but nobody great. Unfortunately, we were also scouting out Switzerland. Of course, I just continued on with the World Tour plan. So, nothing too crazy or unpredictable as far as how we're handling the scouting. Hello, why do you have to be a goalkeeper? They're always goalkeepers. It's amazing how many good goalkeepers end up being generated in this. It's absolutely insane. I should probably set up the scouting again. I hit stop simulation 3 minutes ago, game. Thank you. We already get a transfer offer. Hull's interested, so I mean that's a free $3 million for us just for developing and signing this guy. And I'm like, oh okay, actually he's not he's not good enough for the team. We'll move on. Youth staff. Let's keep this going just in case I continue on with this in like my spare time, which again I kind of want to. We will scout out Portugal. The Portugal. We will scout out the Spania. And I believe Italy is next up. Indeed it is. Going from west to east. As we get into scouting some of the bigger nations, of course, after, you know, the World Tour isn't not exactly the best way to get consistent options. I've been trying to sell Ronaldo Correa for 2 seasons. Nobody will take him. I don't know why. He's not that bad. He's listed as exciting or great, and just nobody will take him. 7 games left this year. 9 points clear of Chelsea. Again, it is a virtual certainty that we have locked this up. That this is finally the season for the team to live up to their true potential. And it couldn't have happened. Couldn't have happened any sooner, apparently. But let's see, we need to get U2 up top, get our Nay back into the lineup, and Breen there, and we are good. Again, obviously with some of the people coming back from injury, it's kind of screwed up the whole second team sheet that I've had, but I think that is our best squad. That is indeed our best squad right now, with Youngbauer being out of the lineup, and actually that's incorrect. Williams and Galliano were hurt, so close to being our best squad, at the very least. I'll show you how good we are, how highly rated we are. Right now, 88, 85, 86, 92 goalkeeper, which is outrageous. So it's like you look at a West Ham and it's like they're good. They're not as good as we are. We're better than Arsenal at this point, but again, they win games based off of name value more often than not. Burnley's actually not that bad. And then Chelsea, of course, still hanging in there. Have some good options, but we are the best team. Absolutely. Liverpool still looking pretty good. Man City, I mean, the attack is still outrageous, but that just shows kind of how well everyone on this team has developed. It finally came together this year. So we'll sim against Newcastle. I would not be surprised to see us lose this game. It'd be just our 2nd loss of the year. We do get the win. And that's the big difference between this year and the years prior. It's like, okay, yeah, we're probably going to lose here because it's a road game. Nope. Not anymore. Not anymore. It doesn't work that way anymore. We win when we should, especially on the road. Who could have seen that coming with some of the struggles? Especially, think back to last year. Just heading into the deadline. Like, I was so frustrated with this team. I loaned out our Nay to Chelsea. Like, I was so frustrated. And now here we are. Shooting boots missing from Montandon. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We are 11 points clear of Chelsea with 6 games left. It's ours. It is ours. I'm going to have to play... Hopefully, if I play the last game, it'll still show the celebration, even if that's not technically when we've clinched it. I think that'll be the case. And like I said, we'll at least be able to end this series. I think in terms... I mean, just again, I kind of don't want to end it, but it makes sense to. We'll be able to end this series on a high note And maybe that is an issue. I mean, I wouldn't say the series, you know, was like stretched out to the point where it's like, my God, you keep dragging this series on until you win. It's like, no, we were still on that natural progression. Of course, we just didn't make the jump towards being true contenders. We just beat City 2-1 on the road. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh man, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. 80 points through 33 games. Absolutely unbelievable. Is it official? I don't believe it is. Chelsea have 6 games left. That's a maximum of 18 points, so they're not technically out of it yet. But as Williams makes it up to an 84 overall, absolute monster he is. Between Bailey, Galliano, and Williams, that is such a dominant back three defensively. But what a way to go. We play Chelsea here. A win will pretty much seal the deal. This is going to be a massive point swing. And I think this will be the death blow, as nice as it is. Technically, they can finish now. Again, they have 5 games to go, right? Yeah, they have 5 games to go, so they can technically only finish with 15 more points. We're going to be 1 point shy of being able to seal the deal. If we jump over 84 points, we're good. So if we beat Chelsea here, next week, we can claim the crown. I, of course, wouldn't want to play that game if this were to, like, glitch out and technically not hand us the celebration like it should. But technically, that would be the day. If we win this game and then at least draw the next one, we will be crowned champions of the Premier League and can at least stop this series on a high note. And then again, what happens for FIFA in the future? Maybe I take a little bit of a break from it, bring it back in the summer. I'm not sure. We beat Chelsea 2-0. Fuentes and Villalaba. This team is too damn good. We are 1 point away. Actually, no, that sealed it, didn't it? Based off of my math? United. I mean, Chelsea now only have 4 games left, of course, so that's 12 points. 81 is the max they can finish with. That was the game where we sealed it. I wasn't thinking straight, unfortunately. And then United... Oh, God, what can United finish with? They have, what, 5 games left? United, we just won the league. We just won the league. I didn't even think to myself, oh, yeah, if we win this game against Chelsea, we got it. But we did it. I wasn't even thinking because of the point swing, like, oh, yeah, if they lose. I mean, there was no way of telling that we were going to win. But there it is. Tranmere Rovers, in 2028, have won the Premier League. Finally. And I hope that if we play the last game of the season, we at least get that confirmation. We get that celebration. I hope that I technically didn't screw myself out of being able to see that celebration by not playing the clinching game against Chelsea. For some reason, my mind was just like, oh, yeah, no, they're probably going to draw. I didn't expect us to win, basically. I thought we were going to lose or draw because it would have been way too perfect. And, of course, you can't jump into a game like you can with NHL, Madden, NBA, MLB. So, you know, FIFA team, if we could change that to the point where you could actually jump into a game, that would be great. And would certainly help for a more dramatic setup like that. But yeah, we're good to go. Let's get to our final game of the season. I think I'm gonna sit here, probably play either the full thing live as we beat Huddersfield 3-1. Maybe I'll have it just be the best moments of the final game. I'm not sure. Might just do the whole final game. Have one send-off where we get to see the team in action after all of these seasons, and hopefully again at the end of it we get a nice little trophy celebration despite the fact that we've already clinched the league. Like I said, I might play this, I might continue to play this in my spare time just to get this team to the Champions League. So maybe keep an eye out randomly on Twitter one day. It'll just pop up like, hey, won a Champions League with Tranmere finally, which would be nice. That'd be pretty nice. I might just continue all the way through because you got to remember, too, with this team, I have $278 million to spend. I could sign any player in the world, no problem. Like, this squad is so overpowered just from the, you know, the caliber of players that we've sold over the years. I'm not going to sign Alves to start. It's pretty nice how well this has turned out. Again, we'll leave the team the same. We should, I would hope, absolutely stomp Swansea here. This shouldn't be competitive. They'll probably draw. Yep, I knew it. See, that's what I thought was going to happen against Chelsea. Rightfully so. And we have 2 games left this season. 12 points clear of second place Chelsea. Fuentes makes it up to an 86. He has 99 finishing already. The one issue with him is he has no stamina whatsoever. So that hasn't worked out too well. We'll see what those emails are in 1 second. Another transfer offer for Al Shamari. And I think I just accidentally blocked transfers for him. And Ivan Duarte is going to be out for 2 days. Not a big deal. It's pretty straightforward. Not a big deal. Let's see what we have here again. Southampton. And the final game of the season will be next Sunday. We'll sim this game against the Saints and take it from there. Finally, 2038. As we end up losing for just the 2nd time this season. It's Manchester United and Southampton. Of all the teams, to be the 2 in the loss column, never would have guessed it would have been Southampton. That is... Now that's shocking. That's more shocking than us not choking and finally winning the league. It's Southampton that beat us. Absolutely crazy. The El Shamari transfer talks have broken down, and it will be Fulham. One way or another, whether or not I get the celebration animation or not, it will be Fulham that we're celebrating against, as we will hopefully be raising the trophy. Justin Haber finally wants out of the academy. He's looking like an absolute gem too. He's been ready to leave the academy for about 2 seasons. Look at that. That's who's going to replace Liam O'Leary, who's a 92. Look at that. Disgusting. Disgusting how good he's going to be and how good this team in general is going to be. He is listed as potential to be special. You don't say. What are the attributes on this guy? 3-star, 3-star, medium high as a friggin' right back. 6'4", absolute beast he is. Absolute monster. Crazy. Our final game against Fulham, at least in the main series run of Project Tranmere. This is the squad that will be getting the job done, as Youngbauer and Galliano will not be playing. And I think I have no choice. Romero won't play. We'll have to bring on Moritz Meyer. No doubt we have to bring on Moritz Meyer. He's not going to start, but this series started with him. And it's going to end with him, hopefully. I think that's going to be the goal, is to score a goal with him. And then instructions-wise, I don't have anything set up, so hopefully I don't completely embarrass myself in this upcoming game just because I don't have the AI doing what I want them to do. But we're doing this. We're going to play this final game. So for those of you who don't care to follow along with me on this one as a finale, it's all well and good. Skip to the end of the video. You'll hear the outro. You'll hear the outro then and there. What are we going to go with? Not really a fan of either of those kit setups, I got to be honest. That's the one thing about this team. Not really a fan of the kits. Not really. Ultimate, 6 minutes. Let's do it. Brenton Park. We got this. We got this. One last time. We have not played a game, I believe, since the FA Cup final against Liverpool, right? Pretty sure that's the last time we played was against Liverpool, and that ridiculous comeback. As not exactly lighting the world on fire here with the shooting, but that's okay. Let's see what we have. Championship Sunday.
We're here to describe the action for you.
Oh boy, Tranmere Rovers. It's gonna end. It's gonna end against Fulham. Think about that. It's ending against Fulham. That's amazing. of all the teams to end it on. Yeah, Montandon. Can he just breeze past him?
I mean, we've seen so many performances that got them.
Oh, that would have been awesome. Would have been awesome if we just would have been able to pop it over. Let's see what we got, Montandon. I believe in you. Villalaba and Montandon on the press. Dude, look at Arnay. Jesus, he's a beast. He's fucking huge for a cam. What the hell? O'Leary to Villalaba. Montandon. Anybody? Go, Arnay. You got it. Muscle. Muscle. That would have been amazing. Ah, Fuentes. Get there. Keep the pressure. Yeah, it's Tom Davies, right? From Everton? I don't pay attention to him, but I mean, how many players can you name on Everton, really? Liam O'Leary, how the hell are you a right back? Like, seriously? How the hell is he a right back? Arnay for Altonen. Hep. Ah, couldn't make the cut. Another one I want to go to. Yep. Body feint him. Back post. Ah, close. We got this. Let's go for the old cheese corner. The old cheese corner. He didn't really have anybody with height. Why wasn't Arnay in the box, man? Again, he's a mountain. It's crazy.
What do you think, Alan?
Here we go. Villalaba, pop it up. Had to try it. Had to try it. We're going to get at least one highlight reel goal with this team. It's going to happen. That's a mistake, keeper. That's right. Think Duarte's not going to press you? It's Ivan Duarte. It's what he does. Altonen. Tried to hit Villalaba. I'm going to win the race for this. It's not going to go out. Villalaba, come on. Ref. Referee. What are you thinking? Oh, come on. No. No. You don't get to just walk past the greatest Finnish player. Talk about him. Talk about him earlier on in the series. Well, Team Altonen be like Sammy Hippie on steroids. The answer is apparently yes. He's a monster. The big ginger Finn, from the looks of it. This could be bad. This could still be bad. This could still be bad. Ah, attaboy. Arrow. Thought he was offside. Play it in. I dare ya. I dare ya. Fuentes can't get there. Granero. With the save. Anybody? Anybody want to run? I wish I had my ultimate team settings. I feel like we'd just be cruising over the top. Fuentes is gone. Pretty bad touch. Fuentes. Cut. Fire! There it is. Abilo Fuentes. Abilo Fuentes. I think that was the key. Waiting for the wings to develop. I think that was the key. With the way Fuentes, Youngbauer, and Mateo Villalaba performed this year. Crazy. I was looking for that pass in the middle. Cut back. Bam. Near post. No chance. No chance. 7th goal of the Premier League campaign. The champions are up 1-0. Imagine that. The champions. It's got a good ring to it after all this time. I don't want this to end. I like this team too much. Maybe I'll finish this on stream at one point. Maybe play through all the Champions League games or something. I can't help but think I'm still going to continue this, whether on YouTube or not. Nope. Offside. I was going to say, man, Medved would have botched that big time, but he's too good. 88 rated left back, best in the world. Tomas Arnay. Ivan Duarte. I'm unaware of the skill moves of players, so I'm trying to keep it simple. Oof. Nearly. Arnay. Arnay blasted. Oh, that was awful. That was awful. Maybe you should be a CDM. Just muscle people off the ball. Medved, you got him. You got him. You got... Oh, Arnay. You're disappointing me. Oh, but Leary, that could have been bad. How much time is left in this half? 84% passing. Not exactly setting the world on fire. Oh, Villalba's gone. Oh, we're just over half. Villalba, we don't really have the height. Or do we? We didn't. Was that Arne that missed? It might have been. Player to watch, Jan Montandon, 23 years old. Imagine how good this team is going to continue to be. Get there. Villalba's too short. He won it, though. Arne. Mateo. Mateo. Oh. Oh, Mateo. Ah, the chop didn't work. O'Leary, you got him. Muscle him. Okay, the muscling didn't work. Muscle him! The muscling didn't work.
Andre Frank, Sambo, and Gisa.
What the hell are you talking about, commentator?
Lovely ball.
Granero, you want to get that? You want it? Yep, there you go. Look at you.
Stays like that throughout the game.
Oh, baby. What do we got? The passing.
Potential in this move.
The passing. Too good. Too good. I never play with this formation either. I run a 4-3-3 in Ultimate Team, especially against the AI. I'll take it though. They just know where to go. Again, I showed you, we didn't change anything about the settings. These players just know where to go. Quick and easy, simple, no need for skill moves or anything. They're just too good. Ivan Duarte, 15 goals. 15 goals to make it 2-0. And again, this is why earlier on in the series when people are like, oh man, don't play the games because you're often just going to wreck the AI. I mean, yeah. You know, it's like, I don't claim to be too good at FIFA, you know, pretty good Pro Clubs player, terrible online Ultimate Team player, but from an offline perspective, I mean, yeah, more often than not, it ends up being a result like this. Now, we are playing Fulham. You know, it might be a little bit different against a high-level team, but, you know, that's why we wanted to leave it up to chance, even though leaving it up to chance is what caused a lot of issues with this team not winning. That was not where I wanted that to go with O'Leary. The second I talked myself up, start turning over the ball in terrible fashion. Take that little deflection. Weird change. Halftime, please. Halftime, please. Thank you. 2-0 at halftime over Fulham. Looking good as we say goodbye to this outrageous team. Arne is probably going to be the one who gets substituted for Moritz Meyer. And we'll say goodbye to a legend, a hero. I don't know, man. Like I say, it sucks when I don't necessarily want to end a series, but I understand, like, okay, you know, it's getting a bit long. I don't know. It's tough, right? Like I said, it's tough though because it's like, you know, if you compare the views for FIFA compared to Madden or NBA, you know, you can kind of see what I mean about it slipping up a little bit. Now, one might argue as well, it's like, well, you know, the nature of the uploads not being consistent, but even when the uploads were a little bit more consistent for this, it was still happening. Over the top, that was terrible. I don't know if I think O'Leary's left-footed. I think. So that would explain the issue. He's also 7 foot tall. Pretty sure. He's an absolute monster. Oh boy. Get there. Attaboy Bailey. Like, Bailey's our center back, right? Like, it's so backwards. But the idea of playing people within their proper role certainly paid off. Here's Duarte. Look at the speed on the counter. Mateo. Good position for the cross. Alton in. Duarte with the cut. Oh, he got muscled, the animation. Do we bring on Meyer? Let me see how Arne is doing. Do we bring on Meyer? I think we do. Thomas Arne. Take a bow, sir. 25 years old. 4-star, 3-star. Clinical finisher. 99 agility, 99 sprint speed, 99 finishing. I can't take him off. Oh my god. Oh my god. You know, it's fine. I think there's still a lot more fun to be had with Arne He's also 6'3". Jesus Christmas. But we are going to bring on the legend, the hero, 2-star weak foot himself, but clinical finisher, Moritz Meier. Let's do this. Let's do this. I'm not skipping this cutscene. Thomas Arnay. Take a boo. Look at him, turtleneck and all. From one turtleneck to another, here he comes. Moritz Meier. And the goal is simple. Get that man a goal. That is, I was trying to immediately send it to Meier as well, and the game said absolutely not. And in fairness, you would have seen the multiple notifications. Meier's not happy about the playtime, so this could have technically been his last season here anyway, which would have been heartbreaking.
That was a good crossing position, but not a good cross. It's a good place to win the ball here.
That was a really weird play. But we're fine. Villalaba?
And it's been an hour of very good football here. We've still got 30 more minutes to go.
Montandon.
I'm sure we're going to enjoy that as well.
Oh, Villalaba, terrible run. I was hoping to find Meier. He was, again, a little bit stationary. A little bit cautious. Oh, O'Leary, that's not ideal. That's not ideal. You can't deal with the height that we have back there. Oh boy. Should have let Granero have that, but I forgive you. Altonen. I'm trying so desperately to feed Meier, and it's costing us.
Davis, rushing it here. Moving from one side
Look
to
at the
other.
passing of Fulham. Where the hell did you finish in the league this year?
Routine for the keeper.
Easy play for Granero. They have a lot of people back, but they're getting some good passing plays off. Figure that one out. Oh, you're done. You're done. Yep, Villalaba. I don't know who he has back there with him.
Can he do it?
Good night, the body feint. I was looking for the pass, but instead Mateo Villalaba can body feint the goalkeeper. No chance. No chance. This team, without setting up my settings, are so much fun to play with. Villalaba, you're done. You've done your damage. Let's bring on Konstantin Zahner. After that goal, take a seat. Just take a seat. You're fine. Good lord, his 5th goal of the Premier League season. Take a seat after that one. We don't need to see anything else. 69th minute goal, nice. We'll bring on Konstantin Zahner for a little bit more speed. I don't know who that final sub is going to be. Figure it out when we get there. It might have to be someone for Fuentes. He's pretty gassed. He'd be better as a super sub just because of the speed. And again, he was being used as a sub prior to the injury to Jungbauer. Moritz, terrible touch from Moritz Meier, and then collides heads with somebody. Looks to be all right. They are living and dying.
That's not a very good example of it.
By the cross, Moritz Meier. Get the touch, Duarte. Oh, Montandon stopped running. I had nobody to go to.
Now Davis.
Can we get Moritz Meier a goal? That's the real question here. That is the real question here. Altonen. Send it! Okay, you sent. Okay, maybe a little bit too much. Talk about a full send. That was a full send twice over. Is there anybody else who deserves a spot on the pitch right now? Harrison Wright. You know, I think it's got to be Harrison Wright. I mean, Altonen, Montandon, it's got to be Harrison Wright. Kean Breen's great, but Harrison Wright is, again, one of the longtime members of this team. I think I'm going to put... I don't want to put Williams out on the right. 6'2". I'm going to put Bailey out on the... let's put him out on the right. I don't necessarily want to take out O'Leary, though, either. I don't know who to take out. I don't really want to take anybody out. I think it's going to be Fuentes. They're both listed as speedsters. Let's put Duarte out on the left. Put Meier up top. And we're gonna bring in Harrison Wright, I guess, as a CDM, and I'm gonna drop Altonen down. Technically, he's still gonna be a cam, though. Okay, maybe we'll change it up. Let's put Harrison over here. RCM. We'll put Altonen on the left as an LCM, and there we go. We're good. Let's bring on Harrison Wright. He deserves it. Played him more as a right back than a center back throughout his career, but he was pretty useful for us this year when the injuries went down. Huge jump ball that Duarte wasn't ready for. Altonen. It was meant for Bailey on the right, not who it went to. You got that. Attaboy, O'Leary. Altonen. I want to hit Moritz. Moritz. Oh, Moritz. The club might be beyond Moritz Meyer. he's my Daniel Sturridge, where it's like, yeah, you can still do well from time to time, but there's you know, there's clearly more preferred options up top. You still have your place though.
I see a substitute coming on for the away team here.
Come on, Meyer. We can do this. They are so stingy in the defense right now. It's crazy.
That's lovely passing this.
Wright's not really running, which isn't surprising. Moritz. Oh, what a box out. Fulham, you're no fun. You're no fun not wanting this to happen. No fun. Come on, Moritz. Press. Press. Win it back. You can do it. We're running out of time. He'll at least be on the pitch to celebrate. Yo, that's in. Yep. That's unbeatable. Don't know where, don't you celebrate. You're down 3-1. Don't know where Liam O'Leary was on that. Did the glitch happen again? Yeah, I don't know where O'Leary was on that. Archie Bailey was in the middle again where he wasn't supposed to be. Please? Nope. I don't think we're going to get one more with Montandon or with Moritz Meyer. They're just... They have turtled up. Which is funny to say because they technically hit me on the counterattack, but... Losing that cam to help set things up. Yeah, we're done. No late goal for Moritz Meyer. And again, what could be his final appearance. But that is the game. Tranmere Rovers, our Premier League champions. We've known now for a couple of games, but we get to celebrate at home. Our goal, at least one of our 2 goals at the beginning of this series, it has finally been achieved. We have won the Premier League. A lot of names and faces have left this team. Not sure if we were always making the right decision. But from our early struggles in League 2 to back-to-back promotions, having automatic promotions, to having to fight our way through the championship. And now, it took a couple of years, but you think back to the big moments. Having to, on the last day of the season, escape relegation, and now just a few seasons later, Teemu Altonen raises the trophy. We don't know, and maybe it's an unwritten chapter, as to whether or not Tranmere Rovers will ever become European giants. But with this squad, it feels like it would just be a matter of time. But so many names and faces. You know, you think back to like the Elliot Roberts and the Ovi Andersons, even the Jay Morgans. Some long-time players that didn't get to be here for this moment. But so many of our original players, Liam O'Leary, Meyer, obviously, so many of those original players stuck around for so long. At the very least, it's nice to have seen some guys stick around from League 2 to get to this point. And like I said, I can't help but wonder, and I can't help but think that one way or another, this is going to continue. I don't think I'm done with this fully. But it is a hell of a place to stop, at the very least. Being crowned Premier League champions. It's bittersweet, for sure, but what an unbelievable year this was. We finished the campaign 11 points clear of Chelsea, 27, 9, and 2 on the year, 77 goals for, 28 against. So we were tied for the second fewest amount of goals against, and we had the best offense by 10 over Chelsea. Which is absolutely crazy. And again, it wasn't that long ago that we were in like a Leicester situation, escaping perhaps on the final day. And if we look at, you know, our career at this point, I mean, one club, of course, 3 league titles, 1 domestic cup. We picked up our biggest win. You see our biggest defeat. Record transfer fee. We never made one, of course. Made $8 million in our career up to this point. We do have a decent record at this point as well. But we start off in 2018-19. We finish dead last, 23rd in the league table, which is crazy. 49 goals for, 93 against. That was season 1. Season 2, nothing really doing there. In terms of tournaments, we only move up 3 spots to 20th in the league. Season 3, we win the league and gain automatic promotion. 105 goals for, only 39 against, which is crazy. Absolutely ridiculous. Season 4, we win League 1. 37 wins on the year, which is crazy. And it's funny to see who left the team, right? As Norwood was an OG, and then Gibbs was one of our first recruits. We didn't sell anybody in the year that we won the League 2. And then we move up to League 1. That was the year that we sold Patrick Bartos. And we end up moving up, which is insane. And then our first season in the championship, we finish 6th. We just make it into the playoffs. But not only do we make it through and gain promotion to the Premier League through the playoffs, that was the year, of course, that we also beat Liverpool in the FA Cup 5 years ago. We sold Max Jackson, the goalkeeper. And then 23-24, our first season in the Premier League, we win the Community Shield, which was pretty nice. But we finished 17th in the Premier League. We barely escaped relegation. We also sold Eklund that season. The next year, season 2 in the Premier League, 17th. The Great Escape. Barely surviving. Adalberto Luna was the big player that we sold off there. And then 2026, we sold Dragicevic, the goalkeeper. We ended up finishing 7th in the league, which is very nice. 26-27. Mateo Villa... No, that wasn't Mateo Villalaba. That was the other Villalaba. I think the center back. We ended up falling back to 10th that season, and now this year, from barely avoiding relegation to escaping on the last day, finishing 7th, finishing 10th, and now this year, we finally did it. We win the Premier League. Jay Morgan wasn't here to witness it, but absolutely ridiculous. A near 10-year journey on the dot. And while in a way, it feels like we haven't accomplished our goal, if there was ever a stopping point, I'd say now would be the time. So in a bittersweet way, guys, we're saying goodbye to Tranmere Rovers for now. If I do anything with the team, I'll probably update you. But it's a good time to stop. With, like I said, me then being able to put effort and work into other videos that, again, it's weird for me because I don't want it to be just about the views. But obviously, if I have it be in blocks, right? As Medved and Arne, Montandon as well, we're all on the team. Team of the year, essentially. If I upload this in blocks, right? We're talking day 1 being, say right now, for example, Finland, Madden. Day 2 is FHM and probably MLB. Day 3 is Carolina and NBA. Where does, you know, it's like, where does FIFA really work in? And then if I have it be a 4-day block, then you're only going to get, you know, in certain weeks, 1 upload of a certain series. And I know that's a break that a lot of people don't really like having in between videos. So, unfortunately, if something has to go, it is this. But I don't think it'll be the last of FIFA on my channel. Maybe we'll give it a little bit of a break for now. And maybe I'm thinking it'll be back. And if it is, it'll probably be Nations United. That will be your choice. Maybe we haven't heard the end of this, the end of this team's story. But again, it's a damn good stopping point. We retire on top as champions without actually retiring, because again, I don't think we're done. But one hell of a season, one hell of a team. Moritz, Meyer, and company. Project Tranmere. I'll give it a solid A grade.